All right.
So today we celebrate our heroes in Jamaica for the work they have done to get us where we are as a nation. But do our young people have any heroes that they can look up to? We have this discussion with writer, cultural activist, and gender advocate, Professor Opal Palmer Adisa. Prof, good morning. Welcome to Smile Jamaica once again. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
So should we be asking the youngsters if they know about our 7 national heroes, or should we be asking the youngsters who are your heroes and why are they your heroes? What's the question we should be asking our young people here?
Asking both, and I love the discussion before about each of you starting with your personal heroes, because for me growing up, my mother was my hero because she was also a community hero. And I think that we need to understand that every community has heroes regardless of the social or economic condition, and it's for us to identify those people in there who are those stellar characters, right? So that's the first thing. This is a very difficult time, I think, for all of us in the world, and I think it's a very confusing time for our young people. And so I really think it's important that we raise those questions and that we have a discussion about what makes someone a hero or a heroine, right? So that's the first discussion we need to have. And as you both said rightly, we're not teaching. They don't know anything. So we have these national heroes, but what have they done? Nobody can identify what they've done. So it's really up to the government, Minister of Education and Culture, to really write stories, to have people write stories, different stories from different points of view about who these people are and what they've done, why they are our national heroes. You know, so like Dahlia said, growing up, Miss Lou and Rani were mine because we pull from our athletes, we pull from our entertainers, we pull from our political leaders, our advocates. These are the people who create, to make us who we are. And so now we have to say, for lots of young children, it's Shelley and Usain Bolt, right? Because athletic ability. And so that was also part of for me, it was also Jimmy Cliff. So it's our musicians, it's our artists, it's our political advocates, people who are advocating for change that will make our society better. Very important questions to raise these days, crucial questions to raise. But just because of our materialism and our value centeredness, we need to really focus on why is someone a hero? It's not just about yourself, it's about the community, it's about uplifting, at least that's what I think, and I think that's what our definition still is. So those kinds of discussion must be had.
Yeah. And it sounds to me, Professor, as though it has to be deliberate when we talk about, because sometimes we are young people say, I'm a hero, that, and the person they're identifying, you almost say, because I really hope they're not your hero and you're not going to keep those values. Dr. Orville Taylor did an article and it says St. Lucia, Dominica, Martinique, and Guadeloupe celebrate Creole Day, which really is a week, and they celebrate their culture and heritage and only speak their patois in official and public spaces. So they have an activity that includes everyone actively engaging. Is that something that's missing from our equation? I mean, some of us don't even know where Heroes Park is.
No, I definitely think it is something that's missing. And, I have to go back to the language thing because I don't even believe that we're still there, but we're still here in this divide where some people will still say Patois or Jamaican Creole is not our nation language, which is absurd, of course. So, yes, it has to be deliberate because, Dahlia, like you, I hear people saying, oh, this is my hero. And I'm like, you don't know quite what the definition means, or you hope that person isn't. But if that's all they have, right? If that's all they have in their community and no one has kind of said to them, let's look at why you're calling this person your hero and does that fit the definition? there's some basic, I understand that they're not teaching civics anymore, that their students who are leaving don't know the Jamaican pledge. Well, that is absurd. So there's some basic things that a school, an institution is supposed to provide our children with. They're supposed to know our flag and all of the colors and what it symbolizes. They're supposed to know our pledge from beginning to end. They're supposed to know, I did a workshop 3 years ago at the public library, and some of the kids didn't know the national bird. And these were not babies. These are children in third class, whatever you call it, right? So we have to understand that the education system is responsible to teach our children what our society stands for, and the stories, the real stories of our national heroes. You go to most schools now, and first, they can't name them. And second, if they can name them, they might know Nanny, but they don't really know what they did. That Nanny was a formidable fighter. She was a strategist. She fought against the British. There are myths and folk tales around who she is. That Marcus Garvey stood for African pride and back to Africa, and the Black Star Line, and he was building an economic base for us. That's Paul Bogle, and the Morant Bay Rebellion. We need to teach our children those things. They're not going to just know it. Their parents don't know it, so we need to teach them the history. That has to be part of the school curriculum. But we also have to say a hero is someone who defends and supports our community and our society and make us feel big, lift us up. Not someone who we kind of shame off, or is someone who is kind of, not.
Professor Opal, you kind of answered my next question, but I'm going to ask it still, because you are right that some of us, I hear people saying, yeah, well, all of the heroes, them, some use the word revolutionary, some say all of them go to jail. I don't know if there's a defined criteria. Let's move forward just a bit. What about the youngsters who are saying, well, this person should be the next national hero, this person should be the next national hero? We hear Bob Marley, we hear Miss Lou, the two big ones. What about the youngsters now thinking, I don't even know why them name them national hero? So how we get out those that you just said, you clearly mentioned 2 or 3 that they've done. So how we get the youngsters to understand it's important, and how we get them to understand what's the criteria and who should be the next national hero, if we should have another one?
Right. Well, I'm for us having another one, and I'm definitely for Louise Bennett and Bob Marley. But I'll go back to that story. It's true what you've said. And it has to be contextualized. That's why we have to teach it. So why did Marcus Garvey go to jail and was set up by the U.S.? Why did Paul Bogle? Because they were fighting to change a fundamental system that oppressed us, right? So they go to jail for not dope or, were working with the community to lift the community up. So that's the first thing that needs to be understood. They have to have a context, and they don't have a context because for a lot of children, even children in high school, history is collapsed. They don't even know the difference between slavery and independence, and because this is how things have happened. So we always have to give them a context in terms of what was going on, why this was going on, and then why we make them our national heroes. And if we're going forward, why are we saying that Louise Bennett, or why are we saying that Bob Marley should be added to the list? What have they done? Well, they've certainly done a lot in terms of celebrating Jamaica. The income that we get, or we should get more actually, from reggae music and Bob Marley is very vital. Is that the cultural, Miss Lou and Bob Marley's cultural presence has put Jamaica on the map, so that now schools at York, schools in North America are saying that children, college students can use Jamaican language as an alternative language. And at least 2 I know have been tested. Yeah. That is phenomenal. That Miss Lou is on Google for her birthday. That is phenomenal. It is widening the scope of what Jamaica is. So we're no longer just beach and coming and having a good time. We're about culture. We're about our society. We're about talking about the things that really matter. And both Miss Lou, both Louise Bennett and Bob Marley talked about the people.
Yeah, I think it's a critical move to make, because as we continue to debate issues of music and its impact on the society and other creative expressions, unless we as a nation say we respect it, this is what it does. If we're saying Miss Lou and Bob Marley, I mean, why are they going to be heroes? And then in the other breath, we're saying to the creative people, you have to make a change. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up if we don't honor those who made the change before them. Prof.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you both.
Have a great day. Have a great day today. Always great to have you with us, and have a brilliant day today. God bless you and your family.
Yes.
Yep. Writer, cultural activist, and gender advocate, Professor Opal Palmer Adisa.
Yeah, she had a great Miss Lou festival on the weekend.
Yep.
The inaugural one. So it was very interesting with a lot of excerpts from her work and persons talking about people flew in.
So you think we should have more national heroes?
Yes, because I think right now what we have, our national heroes represent a lot of political advocacy, a lot of social advocacy, but culture is such a big part of who we are, and we don't recognize our cultural heroes.
Is there anybody else apart from Bob Marley and Louis Bennett who everyone has been talking about? Anybody else out there?
Chief Taki.
Chief Taki.
Chief Taki. Yeah. Who interestingly is also a victim of our cultural nuances.
We have a video for you. Watch this.